Take the universe and grind it down to the finest powder and sieve it through the finest sieve, and then show me one atom of justice, one molecule of mercy. And yet, you try to act as if there is some ideal order in the world, as if there is some rightness in the universe by which it may be judged.
But people have got to believe that. What's the point?
You need to believe in things that aren't true. How else can they become?
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Crastinators podcast. I'm your host, Ben Saint, because best guy ever is
quit the show.
Fucked off to hell.
We got an email. He said, guys, I've appreciated doing this podcast with you, but I've got to move on to bigger and better things. I'm doing me a math of a 2. I don't have time for the PCP, so I'm going to drop out and quit. So
how dare
enjoy
he?
the podcast. It's yours now.
How dare he plagiarize my letter of resignation that I was just about to turn in?
You were going to do me a math of a 2?
Yeah, it's been my plan all along.
Oh no!
As the inheritor, as the new inheritor of title of PCP dictator, I'd just like to say, best guy, we wish you well in your future endeavors, and our attorneys will be contacting you soon, and we'll see you in court, you motherfucker. All right.
Ben, do you have any experience with being a dictator? I don't know if you're qualified for the role.
Well, you know, I do. My track record is spotty. My track record is spotty, but I think let the record show that I always tried my best. I always tried my level best.
I was really hoping that since Nate isn't here, like none of us would know how to open the show, and it would just be infinite silence forever, just like a 24/7 live stream of nothing for all time.
That would pretty well suit our topic for today, which, by the way, is death. Pretty much the ultimate topic. The ultimate topic.
Now, I know what you're thinking, people at home. Didn't you already do this? Didn't you do times we almost died and suicide? Yes, but this is a grander scale. We're talking about death in general, the cheeriest, funnest topic for your three amigos, Ben, Jess, and Mumkey.
Yeah,
that's what they call
that's us. It's a grander topic that demands a more intimate touch, and so it's just us three, us three, just sitting around, just having a couple of boys, having a couple of cold ones, and talking about that icy nothingness that awaits beyond the grave.
Yeah, it sure does.
Now,
and
for the next hour, we should pretend to be dead, just to know what it's like.
To give the viewer a little taste. Give the viewer a little taste of what's coming.
What's coming in about 50 years.
Fucking, god damn it.
Did you bring up like an Urban Dictionary definition if you're going to be
yeah,
harsh?
we usually do that.
We don't even know how to do this. Fuck.
Here we go.
Where's the Urban Dictionary? Go to the master library and take the Urban Dictionary off the shelf, as Nate does.
Every time.
All right. Yeah, blows off the dust and like
the dust from last week.
Yeah, like tons of accumulated dust.
Really
and then like takes some tongs and like gingerly turns the I combined gingerly and tenderly into genderly. Okay, according to Urban Dictionary, death is the cure for life. That's
the first one that's made me laugh so far.
That's the top definition. Second definition is a spiritual stopover on your journey to the other side of eternity to determine whether you are eligible to join the Abrahams, Joseph, and Pauls, or be with the Hitlers, Moas, and Osamas.
Great. I think Osama's grouped in with the wrong people. He's clearly more of a Joe and Paul.
I see. All right, 2 definitions in, and we've already
reached
fallen.
a point of contention.
This third definition just says what happens when you eat McDonald's too often.
And also guy in a big black cloak wearing a big scythe, Sea Grim Reaper.
We should mention this episode is sponsored by McDonald's. The McRib is back, everybody. Go, if you want to get closer to death, go get that 2-for-1
We
special.
should all be eating fast food and smoking for the duration of this particular episode.
Oh,
We
I
could
would
even
enjoy
call
that.
it a slow motion suicide. But I wouldn't call it that.
Suicide is painless, it brings on many changes, and I
You already
can
did that
take
episode.
all- Oh, never mind. No, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, moving on.
Okay, the first big question we have to tackle, boys. We're going to answer this once and for all.
Have you
Yep.
ever
What happens
died?
after you die?
What is consciousness, guys?
Yeah, good question.
What is the self? What is a being? What is being?
Ben, you majored in philosophy. You should know.
did.
Don't they teach you this in Philosophy 300? They just tell you what the meaning of life is and what consciousness is.
Yeah, you gotta show up for 4 years, but at the end, like the day before
They
you
just give
graduate,
you the answer.
the day before you graduate, fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson comes and visits you in your sleep and whispers the meaning of life into your ear. Oh, shut up, phone.
And that's the jingle you hear when you approach the gate.
Yeah.
I think, I think what happens is you turn into a dinosaur because the dinosaurs invented death. They were the first ones to do it in all of recorded history, so it must be their wheelhouse that you're going
Oh,
into.
so when we all die, it's like cultural appropriation because we're ripping off what the dinosaurs invented.
Yes. You
It's
gotta
like-
get rid of it.
It's like you get to hell and like there's lots of other things like but the dinosaurs were there
There's
first, so they
mostly
took
dinosaurs.
charge.
They rule
Yeah.
hell.
They were there first, so they took charge, and everyone else just followed their lead. Like it didn't have to be shitty. Like hell didn't have to be shitty, but they decided it should be, and everyone else has just gone with it ever since then. It's good. It's good for you.
Well, I'm glad we solved that philosophical conundrum.
Yeah. It only took 90 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, what's the big deal?
What are all these Plato faggots doing debating all day? They should just listen to this podcast.
Sitting around getting stuck in the carpet.
I
Get it?
like
Play-Doh.
to think. Oh,
God damn it. Ben, I have a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
When you were taking your senior final, your final thesis for a philosophy major, was the final test just like the word why, and then that's it? Was that what it was? It just said why, and you have to answer it in like 30 pages?
No. I would have enjoyed that. I would have enjoyed that a lot.
What would you have put?
I probably would have if they had just said ask me why and just said talk about why for 30 pages, I probably would have said something about like because somethingness is a more stable state of being than nothingness or something about that. Probably would have been like a vacuum of nothingness will naturally incline towards disturbances and fucking create somethingness or some shit. I don't know, because I would have fucking pulled on my fucking like physics shit and gone into a weird sort of cosmological explanation of why existence would have occurred in the first place. Oh, and probably some shit about how like, well, if existence were not a thing, if there were no existence, then we wouldn't be here to ask the question about why it exists. So therefore it's kind of a self-defeating quandary. And
Yeah, see, let's watch you do that, and it's like 30 pages long. It's your masterpiece. You worked on it for like a month. And then the faggot next to you just writes down, why not? And he gets an A.
becomes president of the United States.
The president of Philosophy Club.
Yeah. And they're like, ooh, so clever. And I'm like, but my...
Which
Man,
is
but
really
I
much more
tried.
of a distinguished position as being president of the Philosophy Club. That's way better than being president of America.
Yeah, of course.
So death.
Yeah. Do we know anybody who died and it impacted us
wait
in
a
a
minute.
positive or negative way?
You know, I mean, actually, a friend of mine just died like
yeah.
last week.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, it was. I didn't connect the fact that I was going to be on the death podcast with this fact until just now. But yeah, my friend from college was on vacation in Costa Rica and he drowned, and
Costa Rica.
it was really sad and terrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Were you guys close? Because when you tweeted about this story, some small part of me thought to reply saying he was one of the lucky ones, but I didn't know how sensitive you would be. I didn't know if you guys were good friends, so I refrained, and now I'm doing it here on this podcast.
Well, I was pretty bummed about it. Although we hadn't talked in a while, but just guy was like my age. Guy was like a year younger than me. I don't know. He wasn't like a close friend exactly, but I was still pretty bummed about it. And so that's death. It sucks. Death is the worst thing in the world. Death's my least favorite thing. It's the scariest thing. It's the most sad thing, and I would murder it if I could.
Yeah. It's whenever people have discussions about death, it's always like they're trying just not to point out that it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like, people would rather do anything than admit that just we know what the worst thing is.
It's like when in fiction, when people get the choice to become immortal.
Oh, that pisses me off so much.
I think I've heard you talk about this before. It's like when people are like, "Oh, I wouldn't want to be immortal because then I'd see all my family and friends die." And it's like, bitch, they're gonna die anyway. Like, choosing to die yourself just means that, in addition to all that other bad things happening, you also die, which is the worst thing that can happen.
If you really loved your friends, then you would owe it to them to take that offer up and become immortal so that you could keep their memory alive for all time for the people of the future generations. It
is like I've thought about this, and I think you're right that like the reason why this always happens is because like media is these stories are designed to convince people that dying isn't so bad and that we shouldn't be sad about it. But fuck it, yeah, we should.
It's all marketing, isn't it? It always comes down to marketing, trying to convince us that death isn't the worst, so they can keep killing us with their Monsanto. makes people feel better, and that's what people want to hear.
There was a study I read one time where they asked everybody, what is your biggest fear? And the number 2 biggest fear was death. Number 1 was public speaking. So these people were more afraid of speaking in public than of dying.
That's retarded.
Hearing you guys talk, it sounds like you would both agree that death is the worst thing possible. Like, is that something you guys agree with? Because I certainly don't.
I definitely agree with that.
I mean, the only thing worse than death would be like being tortured and then dying.
Would you rather be dead or tortured?
Well, I would rather be tortured if it meant I could live afterwards.
What if it's just like eternal torture? I'd rather be fucking dead.
Yeah, I guess I'd rather be dead if there was gonna be nothing else after it.
I mean,
right.
I don't know. Even if I was like burned all over and I couldn't move at all and my life was just constant shit forever, if I lived forever, I could hold out hope that like someday technology could take my brain out and put it in a nice little jar somewhere. Maybe that'd be worth living forever for, as opposed to just throwing in the towel and saying I don't want to be immortal.
Yeah, I agree with that. I
get bored enough being alive for 21 years. I don't know what I would do with eternity.
I don't know. Think of something. I've managed so far. I've managed to eke out. I've managed to entertain myself this long.
Okay, Ben, think about it this way.
Yeah.
If you live forever, your fans are going to expect you to nuzlocke every Pokemon game. Now do you want to die?
You know what? If I was gonna live forever, I would nuzlocke every Pokemon game, because why not? I wouldn't stress about it. I wouldn't
You
mind.
wouldn't feel like you wasted half a year of your life on some stupid project?
Yeah, that's exactly what I wouldn't feel like anymore.
Yeah.
And then, because like I'd have the time. A, I would have the time to do all that, and B, I wouldn't worry about not doing other things because I'd have the time to do those things too. Death is the ultimate problem. People say that death is like a motivator, and like death is why people, it motivates you to do things because I'm wasting my life, and that's true, I guess. That is definitely true, that the only reason I do anything is because I'm scared that I'm going to die and I'm going to have wasted my life.
I see what you're laying down, and I feel it, brother. I'm with you. I think that every problem ever could probably be traced back to people knowing that they're going to die someday.
Yeah, and like the only reason that I'm sad about anything is because those things that make me sad are things that are like harming me in the here and now and like damaging my like the limited time that I have. If I was gonna live forever, everything would roll off my back and nothing would make me sad at all.
It would liberate you from all stress and insecurity. You just
Yep.
it's the ultimate power. It's the ultimate comfort, knowing, hey, even if everything is bad for 1,000,000 years, I'll be here for 1,000,000 plus infinity years. So fuck it. Just
But
ride it out.
do you know what else gives you eternal, no more stress, no more, you get plenty of comfort? Death.
I don't
You'll
know.
never all these things that you're talking about being a problem are also a solution with death.
I don't know, man. But then you're
No,
not
if
you're
I'm
not
not-
around to
if-
experience it.
Yeah, if I'm not conscious to feel my wiener getting sucked, then that's a bad deal. End of story. 100 people could suck my corpsey wiener, and I'd never feel it because I'd have no brain left, and that would just... I don't want to live that unlife, man.
I don't want to live that way either.
I don't want to live my life dead.
Man, I'm imagine just like looking into a graveyard, Mumkey like wistfully looking into a graveyard and being like, now that's the life right there.
I mean,
Instead of
it's
putting...
no secret that I've spent the last 5 years of my life daydreaming of death. I'm very open about it. And it kind of does blow my mind that you guys are talking about it as if it is like the ultimate terrible thing, which I can't get into that mindset at all.
I don't know.
Well, I
that's,
mean, there's
that's always been
definitely-
my stance on it.
There's definitely pros and cons to it. I mean, the con is that I have to die, and I'm the best person, so that would be the worst thing that could possibly happen to all fucking life would be without me. But also, I mean,
Yep.
it's like every good person is going to die. That sucks. But I mean, the pro of it is that all the really terrible people are going to die too. So I mean, if you think of like the worst person you've ever met in your entire life, for me, it's not very
Vincent.
hard because
Best
they're both
guy
right
ever.
here. Yeah, you would, that person's he'll die. Fuck him. He'll be dead.
That does comfort. That is a comfort, Jesse.
All right, guys, think about it this way. A great philosopher named Harvey Dent once said, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. So maybe death is the answer.
Well, I would retort to that. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to become the villain, or you live even longer than that, and everyone who thought you were a villain dies, and so then you're a hero again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I
like how
like that. I like
the
that much
only
better.
The only way we can talk about death is the alternative being you also can live forever. So, like, is there a way we can talk about death in the realm of we're all going to die at age 80, like reality?
Okay, we can bring it back. We can bring this back to Earth for a second.
I do have a story of, like, much like you, Ben, of a classmate of mine dying, but mine
Yeah.
happened in fucking 4th grade.
shit. Jeez.
And here's a story you can put up on the Mumkey the PCP wiki under my Mumkey page of Mumkey's emerging sociopathic traits, age 9.
Mm-hmm.
It all started in 4th grade. And there was a girl in that class whose name I will refrain from saying, so I guess we'll just call her, Eve? Who gives a shit? And Eve, I didn't know, guys, I didn't know what cancer was at the time. Like, I don't fucking know what's going on. All I knew was that this little bitch Eve was allowed to wear Survivor headbands to school, and nobody else could wear hats or anything, and I was jealous as fuck. Because I love Survivor, and this bitch gets to wear a Survivor headband to class? Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, just like a headband, like a bandana?
Yeah, it's a
Wait,
bandana.
are you talking about a piece of merchandise from the reality game show Survivor?
Yeah, they have really cool bandanas that you get to wear.
Huh. I guess that's one reason to get cancer.
But yeah, I didn't realize that she was bald underneath it. I thought she was just like a special girl who got to wear it. But that's not the only reason why I didn't like her. Because one day at recess, I recall she said something a little snarky to me, and I was like, oh, this fucking Survivor bitch, man, she's really getting on my nerves. And then we find out that Eve is in the hospital, but she's probably going to make a recovery. So the teacher says, okay, class, to help out our good friend Eve, we're going to make a special, I don't know if it was probably on DVD. They probably had DVDs at that time. I don't remember. It was like 2004. We're gonna make a video for Eve so that she can watch it and know all of her friends are supporting her back at school while she's in the hospital. So we spend like a full month making this project.
A
We're writing
month?
skits.
You spend
Yeah.
a month making a video?
No, it's like a big DVD full of videos. There were multiple skits, a lot of shit that went into this. We sang a song, just a ton of work, and then, wouldn't you know it? Right when we finish this big grand video to support her friend,
Oh no!
she fucking died.
No.
Tragedy.
I think that makes me mad. That makes me mad at the teachers. That makes me mad at the teachers
Yeah.
for their short-sightedness and for them just fucking putting. They just fucked it up. They fucked it up. They tried to do some big grand gesture, and guess what? It was retarded.
The teacher told us that they ended up giving the DVD to her family, but I don't think they really did. I think they probably just threw that shit away.
Well,
But
good.
here's where Mumkey the emerging sociopath comes in, because of course every single person in the classroom is crying when we hear this news, except for me, because I'm just thinking, well, I mean, like, she wasn't my friend, she was mean to me, what do I care?
Yeah.
And I think back and I think, was I really that jaded and evil at the age of 9 that I wasn't crying that my classmate died of cancer? Maybe there's something bad under the surface here that we need to evaluate.
Well, how mean are you talking about? There has to be a
She gotta
threshold.
wear the survivor bandana, and I didn't.
Okay, I don't think that's quite mean enough to warrant not caring that she's dead.
Coveted those survivor bandanas.
And she said one mean thing to me at recess one time, but I was probably like being mean in the first place because I was so jealous of her. I was jealous of the little girl with cancer.
Who wouldn't be?
What's she hiding under that bandana? Probably a cool
tumor.
Yondu mohawk that she's not sharing with anyone. She can control arrows.
Yeah.
She doesn't even have cancer. She's just Yondu. She's hiding her fucking head fin.
What about you, Jess? Did any of your classmates die in a
Actually,
tragic cancer-related
yes.
accident in Costa Rica?
I also have a story about a classmate of mine dying tragically and me thinking it was quite humorous. And
At least I didn't laugh when it happened.
I'll say right off the bat, putting it like that makes me sound like a pretty bad guy, but just wait to hear my side of the story, okay? So this was a really rich, privileged shitlord in my grade. Called
I'm already on your side.
yeah. He was called Gasper, so of course when we died we all called him Gasper the Friendly Ghost. So the way he was in a car wreck and his whole body went up in flames. I guess he burned alive. It was probably really painful and really horrible.
And really awesome.
Yeah. So far,
What age is this?
So far, I'm still sounding like a bad guy, but just wait.
How old was the kid when he died?
He must have been, because I think it was in high school, so he was probably 15 or 16 or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, but the reason that I hated him, and the reason that I not only didn't care that he died, but was kind of like, yeah, was because he came over to my house once on a bicycle, and I had kittens, and he picked up my kittens, and he threw them off while riding around on his bicycle. He would throw my kittens. Who throws kittens? The kid was a sociopath.
But
he was a monster.
He just picked up a handful of kittens, got on his bike, and then rode and just chucked them to the side.
He tossed my baby cats.
Are you confessing that you cut his brakes?
I am not confessing that. You said that, and not me.
Okay.
Well, fuck. Sounds like a real asshole.
Yeah, it's probably sad for his parents or friends or whatever, but
Probably.
that's a kid who threw cats.
Yeah, if you throw kittens, fuck your whole family. Fucking go up in flames, dude.
Yep.
They were endless Jess's kittens, dude.
Nobody fucks with my kittens.
No. Did you go to the funeral?
Oh no, God no. I didn't think
I will admit, when I was
Did
9,
you throw a kitten into the grave?
I should have buried him with my cats. That did teach him.
I didn't cry when I found out that the student had died, but we went to the open casket service, and when I saw the dead body, I did tear up a bit. So if that gives me any credit towards not being a monster of a human being, then
You know what? It would have been poetic justice if they had buried him in kitty litter. And if they had, he would have looked just like a burnt little cat turd because of the way he died.
Yeah. Was he driving? Was it his fault?
I have no idea. I actually kind of feel bad joking about this in hindsight.
Nah, whatever.
Because he
Come
did
on.
die. That does suck. Dying
Yeah.
definitely sucks. We already covered that. Maybe he didn't deserve to
yeah.
die. Maybe he just deserved to be thrown off of a bike himself a few hundred times.
Yeah, I would have
By a
I would have
giant-
pulled
by
my
cool
punch.
cat.
by me in a cat suit. in my Michelle Pfeiffer Tim Burton Catwoman cosplay.
I have never been to an open casket funeral. I've been to 2 funerals, and they were both closed casket. So I've actually never seen. I don't think I've ever seen a dead human body other than
wow.
a skeleton like in a science place. So that's interesting. That's a fact about me.
I actually...
So if I was in Harry Potter, I couldn't see Thestrals. Couldn't see Thestrals.
what
Unfortunately.
the hell does that mean?
There are these demon horses that you can only see if you've witnessed death.
Whoa, cool. Yeah.
They're awesome.
What book is that in?
They're
Wait.
technically always there, but they only become visible to Harry in book 6. I think it's after he sees
Well,
Sirius die.
He didn't
Can
see
you-
his mom die when he was a baby?
I don't
J.K.
know.
Rowling needs to fucking fix this
Maybe he was
jumbled up mess of a story.
turn the other way or some shit.
No, I saw the movie.
Do you have to see someone dying, or just seeing a body? Would just seeing a body work?
Oh, maybe you have to actually see someone die. Because I remember that like these Thestrals come in, and I remember thinking it was really obvious that Rowling had just wanted these Thestrals to be a thing, and had like tried to come up with an excuse for why they were suddenly there, but had been there all along. And I remember not buying it. Like Harry should definitely have like if anyone's seen death, it's Harry Potter, the boy who lived. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Harry Potter is so stupid. The whole series is so stupid. Just the idea that, like, Muggles kind of know about wizards, but they also kind of don't, but, like, she can't really commit to either or for, like, the entire series.
Well, it's
Sometimes
only,
they're
like-
shrouded
it's
in
only, like,
secrecy. Sometimes they're not.
It's only like the Prime Minister that knows about magic.
No, Harry's whole family, the Dursleys,
Yeah,
they know specifically.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like,
Only the
they-
Prime Minister and like families of wizards.
Yeah, like they present it as though like the wizarding world is a secret. Like Hogwarts somehow is off everyone's radar. No one knows about the giant castle in Scotland or whatever. You know, like somehow nobody knows about all this magical stuff going on, and yet a great many wizards and witches are Muggle-born. Hermione's parents know all about wizards and witches. Aunt Petunia, her sister, was a witch. There's, lots of people just have magic folk in their family. The whole series makes no sense. J.K.
How
Rowling
did
is
the
a
Muggles
fucking
not
hack.
see them at platform 9 3/4 just running into a wall?
Yeah, I think there's some shit about, like, because it's all weird and quirky, like, regular people just can't see it, like, their brain just ignores
But
the
when Ron and
the
Harry in the
exceptional...
second book, they run into the wall because Dobby closed it, and some fucking guy sees them immediately after they crash into the wall.
What a crock of shit.
Yeah.
JK.
I agree.
You know what JK stands for? It stands for just kidding when I said I was a good author. That's what it stands for.
I thought JK stood for giant cunt.
Yeah, I like it. I dig it.
Should we talk about some people who were going to be very sad when they do die?
Okay.
I know you wanted to talk about
It's
Chris
me.
Chan.
The answer's me. Oh yeah, Chris
Nope.
Chan. Well, I mean, I didn't bring this up. You said it, but yeah, I will be super. The new Sonichu came out recently, and I'm gonna go read that soon. And when Chris Chan, people have been saying for years, like all Chris's trolls have been saying like, oh, with his lifestyle, he's gonna die before 40, and like I think. I don't believe that because he's unhealthy and he's sedentary and he's fat and he's weak and he's pitiful. But like so is like
Hold on.
oh god, oh no, what have I done? What have I done?
What's
what have I done?
wrong with
I
you?
misgendered Jim. But like he she is all those things, but so is like
Just say she.
so is
You
like
don't gotta
everyone
say-
else. So what do we man, I haven't thought about him. Like I haven't thought about him the same way since she transitioned. Like to me, real Chris is old boy Chris. Like that's what I think of when I think of Christian Weston Chandler. Anyway, the point
I don't
is
actually care. I just think it's funny to like harass somebody over it because it's so stupid.
Good, because I'm easily triggered. I'm easily triggered by this, by the thought of misgendering Chris Chan. Anyway, I don't think he's actually going to die that early. I think he's just going to be a fat old person like everyone else. And hopefully he'll keep making Sonic 2 until Kingdom Come, baby. 50 issues. 50 issues in a movie.
I'm trying to think of a celebrity.
I have nothing to say about it.
Because as we all know, Mumkey doesn't care about anybody he knows in person. It's like friends and family, whatever. I'm trying to think of a celebrity that would really impact me. I know like people were upset about like Prince and all this shit. But I think like upon the death of Leo DiCaprio, after seeing him die so many times in film, it won't seem real to have a news story pop up saying Leo died. I think it was just another one of the movies. So I think coming to terms with the actual death of my childhood and adult hero is going to be too much for me to cope with. I might have to take my own life in retaliation against death.
There's a lot of actors.
That's doing what death wants.
No,
That's playing right into
the trap.
It's playing right into his hands.
Ah, damn it!
You gotta beat him.
What were you saying, Jess?
You gotta beat him at video games, like in Bill and Ted. That's the only way to not give death what he wants. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of actors who like I really love, but who are also really old, and that's gonna be sad. Like Clint Eastwood or Bill Shatner or Stallone even is like in his 70s now. I'm definitely gonna shed a few tears when Stallone dies. I'm a big wrestling fan. A lot of my heroes, people that I've always admired, are wrestlers, and wrestlers are notorious for dropping like fucking flies. Nobody
Randy
dies more
Savage.
than wrestlers. Yeah, in the last 8 years, there's probably been like 36 really famous wrestlers who've died, and it's very sad. And they just keep, because it's a hard grind, a hard life. Most of them spend their whole, they get addicted to the drugs, to all the bad stuff, and most of them fucking die before they're 60.
Should we move on to a more cheery topic?
Should we move on to a more cheery episode of this podcast?
No, wait. No, we can have a cheery, fun discussion of death. Like, for example, what do you want to happen after you die?
I was actually just going to bring this up again. I have my ideal scenario, and I think the best part about this is that it's not completely implausible, right? This is not completely outside the realm of physical possibility.
I think it might be, and I don't even know what it is.
All right. No, listen to this. All right. So there's like, oh god, oh no, I'm gonna forget all the big words that would make me sound smart when I explain.
I hate it when that happens, and you have to say stuff like, "Oh, that thing." Ugh. I hate that thing.
Like I know, like I used to know it in all these like terms. Like there's all these fancy terms for what I'm gonna describe, but I can't. Anyway, so there's like a thing, right? There's like a thing where like in a system of particles, like whose configuration is random and that are like moving randomly. There is like, okay, so like the nature of a system is to increase disorder and entropy generally. However, there is some statistical probability of like a random configuration occurring that like repeats itself, even though that goes against the continual increase of entropy. So what I'm saying is that a system of particles, even though it is nature generally tends toward more disorder, will eventually. Is suggested that it will eventually return to its original configuration, even in spite of all that. The point being that this is technically true of the universe as a system as well, and that according to some I don't remember the calculations, but it's like in like even though the universe is expanding, even though like space itself is expanding, and even though like the heat death of the universe is coming and everything is moving outward, and it doesn't seem like it seems like the universe is just going to become a cold dead nothing, there does exist some kind of probability of this occurring, and that means that on a long enough time frame it will occur eventually. in like 10 to the 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 23 or some shit. It's like literally the largest number ever published in a scientific paper. This is what I remember. If someone knows what I'm fucking talking about, please link me like this article this study that I'm talking about.
I am like Patrick with the milk spilling in his brain right now.
The point is that in this time there exists some possibility that the universe might just fucking randomly reconfigure itself into its original state, and it all could begin again. And that's what I would want.
That's an episode of Futurama, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's one of the new Comedy Central seasons where...
Oh, I haven't seen the new ones.
Yeah, so something happens in it, and they fuck up. So Fry and I think a few of the other characters, like, they just sit there and wait for the universe to start over again, and then they get back to where they were. And it happens, like, a bunch of times.
I mean, there's different ways, like, you know, there's the Big Bang, and there's, like, oh, what if it contracts again, and that's the big crunch. But according to everything I've read, like, there's not enough mass, like, there's not enough gravity in the universe, like, there's not actually going to be a big crunch. It's just going to keep expanding and expanding. So, like, that's when I heard that, made me really sad, because what I would really, I just want the universe to start over. So I read about this, like, statistical thing, and I was like, oh, maybe even if there's no big crunch, maybe even if the universe continually expands and space expands, maybe there can still be, like, a reconfiguration. Because that's what I want. What I really want is for the universe to repeat itself in cycles over and over again, so I can live eternally over and over again.
Time is a flat circle. It's True Detective.
I hope so. That's what I want. So that's what I want to happen after death. I want the universe to die and be reborn, and for it to all happen again. And I know that's probably really cruel to people that live really shit lives, but
yeah, no shit.
But I live a pretty good life and I like it. So whatever. I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote my best interests. I'm voting. I'm voting on what happens after you die, and I'm voting for a big crunch, and it starts all over again. And fuck the weak people.
Well, shit, Ben. I just hope that people remember me fondly and think that I was a good person.
No, I mean, I'd like that, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
As far as my thought on this subject goes. You're over here talking about the heat death of the universe and time being an infinite loop, and I'm just like, I hope nobody thinks I'm an asshole after I go.
You know, boys, those are two pretty good answers, but I think I got you beat.
All right.
After you die, 3 words. Hot tub bikini party.
You there?
That was 4 words.
I thought you were going to say hot tub time machine. And I was like, yes.
After you die, every girl you ever had a crush on, both people you knew and celebrities, are there in a hot tub with you. They're all in bikinis, baby. And maybe, that's just heaven. You're there forever. And maybe eventually they will take their bikini tops off.
My God,
just to clarify, are you talking about this is what happens like in the hereafter, or are you talking about like that's your funeral? Like you invite all the girls you've ever had, they get in the tub with your corpse, and because you grew old, okay, they're all these old girls that you were crushing on when you were a child.
Disgusting. No. Luna Lovegood is a fictional character, okay? I'm not going to have fake characters in my hot tub when I'm a corpse. I'm talking, this is heaven after you die.
All right,
Luna
that makes
Lovegood
more sense.
There. You got
Let's keep this afterlife realistic,
whoever.
Ben.
Yeah, come on.
Let's keep it in the realm of what can definitely happen.
Hey, Jess, have you seen that movie Red?
No.
The Bruce Willis movie?
I have not.
Okay, have you seen Weeds? There's the woman from those shows. I have a crush on her. She's like the oldest woman I want to fuck. Whatever her name is.
Oh wait. Oh man.
Well, she's there too, and she's wearing a bikini.
You know who's old? You know who's old and who I always had a crush on?
Betty White.
No. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Well, that is a good looking.
She's like a mega all time '90s babe.
Yeah, yep, for sure.
Oh, Mary Louise Parker's who I'm talking about. Yeah, she's pretty good, pretty cute for an old broad.
For an old broad.
Old broad, I mean like she's 40.
For an old broad for whom death is certain and soon and sudden.
Yeah.
Who stinks of it, you know.
Right.
The chill of death clings to her at all times.
So what are some other death topics we could focus on in our grand death episode?
How do you want to die?
Oh, that's a good one.
I want to die. I want to die. Well, here's how I want to die. I want to die by having each one of my brain cells replaced, one by one, so that it like my brain becomes less and less me and more machine. So there's no moment of actual death. I just slowly phase out of existence. I phase out of existence slowly and am slowly replaced by an artificial consciousness that perfectly mimics me. Because if I don't get to live, I at least want like a perfect facsimile of me to live on. And I would be, well, not okay with that, but it would be the next best thing to not being dead.
Yeah, slowly fading out of consciousness actually sounds pretty good, which is why the way I want to die is suspension hanging from a noose in my closet. I want to die by my own hand. I want to decide when it happens, where it happens, and why it happens. I'm not going to be some faggot getting in a burn-up car crash, dying that way, so that assholes make fun of me in a podcast.
Getting buried in kitty litter.
Getting buried in kitty litter. I'm not going to get cancer and wear a Survivor headband everywhere. I'm going to decide, you know what? This is the point in which I've had enough. I just hit 40K subs. That's too many. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go hang out in the closet.
Death by sub count.
A
growing epidemic.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, JonTron and Great A Underray both died from too high of a sub count.
True.
Yeah, I think we
and
both
I guess
have,
Ray William Johnson.
I think we all have totally different answers on this one, because Ben said that he wants to go, slowly and peacefully losing consciousness. Mumkey wants to fucking kill himself.
Why am I laughing?
I think the way I want to go, I know it's a cliche, and I'm not trying to sound like a tough guy, but I really want to go out in battle. I want to make a last stand for something I believe in, fighting someone who needs to get beaten up. I want to go out as a fucking vigilante. You know what I
just
really
some
want?
commenter on a video.
Yeah,
some guy who didn't understand Plebe and the Weeb. He thought it was supposed to be serious.
I will find
and
the worst commenter of all time. The guy who understood Plebe and the Weeb the less than anyone in the world. I'll find that guy. I'll find all of them, and it'll be just like the end of Gran Torino. I'll be standing on my front lawn
shit.
with all the bad commenters, and I'm gonna put my finger out like a gun, and they're gonna shoot me down, and I'll die being Clint Eastwood. Actually
That's
becoming
terrible
Clint
revenge.
Well, you know what? I want to take better than that. I'll take a few of them out with me at least.
Yeah.
I want that, and then I want my funeral to just be the Yondu scene at the end of Guardians. That's exactly what I want, to be shot and blown
With
up in fireworks
in space.
I want Sylvester Stallone to be there saying what a great guy I was. He'll be like 150.
You want a raccoon to be there crying.
Yes. And I want Baby Groot to to sing Amazing Grace as they blow me up with fireworks. Baby Groot, baby Groot, baby.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of Dead and Gay. That's another topic about being dead.
Oh yeah, I have been dead because I've been dead and gay. I was actually on that album.
And there we go.
Good job, me
You
and
did.
Baby Groot,
Somebody
the two
did.
stars of that album, and no one else.
Somebody did a sick alternate cover art for Gay and Dead, and it's like this melting skull of all these rainbow colors just melting over a skull.
Yeah, I saw that. You know what?
I was like, that's sick as hell.
It's better than the actual cover. You know
What's the actual cover?
The actual cover is some flowers on a patch of dirt.
Oh yeah, I remember.
You know what? That would be cool if in 10 years he made the special edition with a slipcover. He could put that in the slipcover. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that one was choice. That one was mwah. Mwah. I wish I knew who did it. I would say nice job.
It's just the kisses get wetter and sloppier each time. That's how much you like it. The more you like something, the wetter and sloppier your kiss.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, boys. Here's a big one.
Yep.
And Jess, please, for the love of God, let's keep Trump out of this one. What living person do you wish would die? If you had a death note, who do you wish was dead?
Oh, Sargon of Akkad.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I think we've done this before, and you said that same shit.
Sargon of Akkad, or any of the dozens of people that are exactly like him.
He deserves to die because he got attacked by Anita Sarkeesian? I don't think so.
He and everyone just like him deserves to die because they...
For being a smug atheist on YouTube?
For being a fucking what's the word? A fucking rage mongering fucking conflict profiteer. For being someone whose entire existence is to make people angry.
Yeah, you've got like people like in North Korea who are running death camps, and you say, "Nah, I think Sargon of Akkad."
All right. He's not like the worst. Okay, whatever. He's just the one that I have like the most. What I don't know those guys. I haven't seen the death camps.
Why don't you defeat him with your like moral superiority and intelligence instead of just fucking killing him?
No, that's not worth it. That's wrong. They have to die.
I'll tell you why. Because people are too stupid to recognize my moral and intellectual superiority.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Didn't you beat him on Twitter though?
I mean, we had kind of an exchange. I mean, I guess it's up to you who won. I mean, his creepy sycophant followers thought that he won. I thought that I won. Pick your poison.
Yeah, that's the problem with these people on the internet. Like, you can be better than them and you can win, but they don't know that you won. So they just have to die. It's the only way.
They just weren't even reading the things that were said. They didn't even see what was going on. They were just like, oh. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. I hate them. I hate them more than life itself. And I like life itself. I don't want to die.
Yeah, that's a weird phrase to use.
Yeah.
You hate them more than death itself.
Yeah. That's not true. Death is
sounds
worse.
stupid too.
I don't know.
If I weren't scared to die, I wouldn't worry about the existence of Sargon and his infinite clone army.
Yeah.
Because I would be like, well, whatever. It'll all work itself out in the end. One day they'll all grow up. But now I know that they won't, because they'll die first.
Yeah, I don't think I would use a death note to kill anyone. Not out of any sense of morals, just because you need to know someone's like name and face. So like all the people that
it's not specifically a death note. It's just like if you could choose one person to die. Who would it
like
be?
with my bare hands or like a baseball bat, I can just have someone appear in front of me and I can physically murder them. Oh my god!
Yeah, sure,
well, then how do I pick just one? I want all of them. I want the whole world to line up outside my door,
shit.
one by one. I want that. If anyone has ever played the game No More Heroes, you fight that. She's like the number 2 boss near the end. She's like this crazy cheerleader. She's just got gimps coming out on a conveyor belt, and she's like knocking them with a baseball bat one after another. I want that with everyone. Yeah, I want to be the number 2 boss from No More Heroes. That's my role model in life.
Would you dress everyone else up as gimps before you sluggard them?
Definitely. They need to be dressed as what they are. Which is, I guess, gimps. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Clearly, the two of you have a lot of inner frustration and hatred and rage towards the world.
Well, I do.
I hate
gimps
so much. I hate them.
Yeah. When given the opportunity to kill one person, I would do it out of, peace and love and understanding. I want somebody to be put out of their misery. Somebody who has not only been miserable for so long, but has spread their misery to the masses.
I think I see where you're going with this, Monkey.
I'm going to put my buddy Conrad Collins let him go.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's done enough. Now, I do have a bit of a selfish reason. The one problem I have with Mr. Conrad Collins, other than his eternal misery that he spreads upon the masses, is that he has 300,000 subs. And if we get rid of him, then I will be ever so close to being the head honcho of the PCP, and then everybody can suck my dick. And I need that dick sucking really bad. So that's why Conrad Collins has gotta go.
Why would you be the head honcho? I feel like all of us would have to leave, and it would just be you.
Just the idea of everybody thinks the PCP is Digi's thing because he has the most subs, which is like not true.
I've always considered it Nate's thing, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's what I think too.
We know that Nate's like the only one who takes any kind of a leadership role at all. But the masses, these dumb ignorant masses that fucking watch fucking, I don't know, Thunderfoot and Armored Skeptic and other such monsters are all fucking thinking, oh, the Digi is the king of the mountain, and in fact he is just a really nice guy.
Yeah. Stop thinking that this is Digibro's show. He hasn't been on it in 2 months, and he doesn't give a fuck about it.
True.
Give the credit to Nate, and I guess whoever edits the episode.
we say this, our subs just dropped to like 8,000, 7,000, 6,000.
I thought that was the Digibro show. I'm not going to
I wanted to answer my anime question on the procrastinators.
Okay, do you guys want to go to the Twitter questions?
Yeah.
Talking about
I was just looking at those actually.
Okay, you got one?
No, they all suck ass. They're terrible. Don't like them. Okay, here we go. You can only save one: Mumkey Jones or Model Railways.
What the hell's Model Railways?
That's from Stan on Wheels. I think he just means like, do you save Mumkey Jones or do you save all like model trains in the world?
I mean, I would give you all permission to put me out of my misery anyway, so I hope you choose me.
All
okay,
the model trains in the world? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I think it's all.
toss-up.
I think it's all of them. I mean, it could just be some. I mean, he didn't clarify.
Are you sure it's not a YouTube channel called that where a guy talks about trains?
Okay,
well,
wait
he
a minute.
capitalized your name, but he didn't capitalize Model Railways. So I don't.
All right.
I don't
So,
think he's
clear
talking
giveaway.
about a person.
if Mumkey dies in this arrangement, can I put the Mumkey mask on a model train and just call it the new Mumkey?
It would be just as funny.
Because then everybody wins. Then you just get a better Mumkey.
Yeah. Maybe he wouldn't get banned from uploading for 2 weeks on YouTube.
Ice Killer 159 asks, what is your favorite Gay and Dead track?
Oh.
Gay and Dead.
I don't know. I actually don't know which songs are on that album. Like I haven't actually like listened to the full album itself. So Jesse,
man. I have to look at the track list again. I did listen to it like twice in a row today, but it's escaping. The like the second to last track on the album, where like Digi is like more singing than rapping, I thought that sounded like really nice and really different for him, and it was really kind of a beautiful song, and I liked it a lot. Fucking Freak Power was really cool. I think my favorite song on the album is one of the ones that I'm on, Paradise. I just really love the sound of it. And I love the beat. I love both of our verses. I think we both did a really good job. My least favorite song on the album is probably the other song that I'm on, The Bunker. Just because it sounds like way too much like Rotten, which we already did. Lyrically and sound-wise, but I still think it's cool, especially since I put Baby Groot in it. I made that executive decision for Digi to put Baby Groot all over his album to make it a 5-star album. It would have been a 4-star. Baby Groot rounded it out.
Sis White Scum 69 asks,
My hero.
fishing?
Yeah!
Totally, dude.
Yeah, fishing's okay. I like fishing.
I'm way more into catfishing actually.
Well, it's the same shit.
I'm talking about the internet kind, you know.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm talking about fucking falsifying your identity on the internet. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I mean, you're not going by your real name, so maybe you already are doing that to all of us.
I'm catfishing everyone. Everyone. All my
Poor Nate has
patrons
to
have
put
been
up with that.
catfished.
You know,
Yeah, everybody thinks Nate's name is Nate Saint, and he hates it.
This whole time you've been catfishing us. We thought you were a Ben, but it turns out you were a has-been all along.
No! I walked right into it.
There's something very, I'll say euphoric, because I'm wearing a fedora right now, very euphoric about, you feel like you can connect to your ancestors when you go out and you catch a fish and you fucking fry that baby up and you eat it. You get your own food. You don't have to pay for shit. You just go get it and you eat it.
I used to go. My mom used to take me fishing once. She did it a couple times, and we caught some fish, but we never cooked them. And I always kind of wanted to cook. Well, we usually just caught these little like sunfish that were like not big enough to cook. We caught a catfish like one time, one time I caught a fucking sea bass. One time I caught one time I caught like a big fucking fucker. It was like more than a foot long, and didn't eat it. I wanted to eat it. I wanted to be like, Mom, can we take this home and cook it and eat it and skin it and do all that shit to it? But I kind of was like shy about it and like didn't want to like impose, like didn't want to ask her to go to all that trouble. So we didn't.
What, do you just throw them back in?
Yeah, just toss them back in.
Yeah. It's probably, I don't know if it's true or not, but they say that fish can't feel pain, so it's like, fuck it, just throw it back in. They don't even know what's going on.
I believe it. I mean, they say that about, they say that about lobsters too. You can't, lobsters apparently can't feel pain. Also, apparently, if you put a lobster in the freezer, it like goes to sleep, and then you can murder it, and like it doesn't resist.
That's gotta be a lie. Cool. That's gotta be... Because it's too convenient that the one animal we cruelly and viciously boil alive just happens to be the one that doesn't feel pain. That sounds like humanity is trying to make themselves feel better about something horrible they're doing.
I don't know, man. A lobster is basically like an ocean insect. It's just like a big fucking bug. So I could believe, like looking at it, it looks like something that can't feel pain. It just looks like a fucking demon robot.
I don't know, man. When I see those lobsters like in the store in the tank together with their claws, tied up, they look like they're in a lot of emotional pain.
I saw on like a cooking video, a guy like he took a lobster out of his freezer where he had kept it so that it would like be comatose. And then he put it down and he just takes his giant knife and just like slices it right in half, like right down its head, and it just like it kind of like its tail kind of like curls up, and its claws kind of like twitch a little bit, and then it just like goes slack. And I was like, oh my god, what have I just witnessed? Shit, I can see thestrals now. They're everywhere.
Oh god.
That was gruesome. It was gruesome. Yeah, always wanted to eat those fish, never did.
Was the question just like the one word question? Fishing gave us the biggest answer so far.
Yeah,
if you want to ask a good question, just write down a verb with a question mark and see what happens.
Yeah, just throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Hopscotch? KH.
Let me tell you about if lobsters can feel pain, motherfucker.
KH_Caligula says, how do you all feel about competitive video games? If any of you do like them, what games do you watch or play?
The most stress I ever feel in my whole life is when I jump into a Gen 4 randomized battle on Pokemon Showdown. I don't know how anybody likes it. I hate it. The one-on-one battles, like a double battle is a different thing. I think that's more fun. But one-on-one, those motherfuckers are just switching the Pokemon every fucking turn, out-predicting you at every moment, and it's not even fun. I get like migraines and stress headaches from playing Pokemon Showdown.
For like a week or two ago, I was on like a crazy winning streak on Showdown, doing like Gen 7 one-on-one randomized battles. I was like, my score got way up, and then I just like got fucked up at some point like this week, and now my score is like shit again. I was really sad. But yeah, I wasn't I guess if Pokemon Showdown counts as a competitive game, yeah, I guess I play that. I absolutely fucking hate like MOBAs. I think they're the worst ever. I hate them. I would never watch or play them. Briefly, some friends of mine tried to get me into League of Legends, and I played it a little bit. Got kind of good with Warwick. Had mostly figured out Warwick, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm feeling a little good. I'm kind of starting to get a couple of kills and doing a little bit, not completely, fucking it up for my team. And then my friends were like, okay, good, now do that with 40 other characters. And I was like, no, I won't do that. It's not worth it. I hate you. Stop yelling at me because I'm not defending the fucking tower or whatever shit. And I hate MOBAs. I hate them. I passionately fucking hate MOBAs. I kind of hate all competitive video games. I think video games are for cowards. I think video games are a waste of time and for nerds and bastards and fuck off.
I really love Mario Party.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like the first two Mario Party games to this day, if you got 3 friends, it's the best possible time you can have in life. It's the best way to stave off the specter of death.
You see, because Mario Party is a special thing where it's actually fun, whereas something like League of Legends or a Pokemon Showdown, it feels more like a stressful chore to me. It doesn't feel like a fun game. But Mario Party and even Mario Kart, it's just whimsical and fun, and I don't wish I was dead the whole time.
I like fighting on Pokemon Showdown because a match usually only lasts like 10 minutes at the most. Or sometimes they go longer, but like you play fucking League of Legends and then you boot it up, like 40 minutes later you lost, and like your 45 of your precious minutes are gone, and like you had not it had ooh I've never had a worse time than when I fucking played League of Legends. Oh Christ. Yeah. I'm throwing up thinking about it. I gotta fucking calm my nerves with this Rockstar Pure Zero.
Do we have any more good questions, or should we call it a day?
What are we at? Well, we're like
we're at about an hour.
We should let's do one more.
Yeah, let's do one more.
One society. Oh, this is a great question. One society from Best Digi Wood. One society has 100 people each with 100 happy points. One society has 1,000 people each with 99 happy points.
That sounds like math.
Wait, what the fuck?
What's the question?
Which is best?
Wait.
More.
Is this like
this is a really stupid question. Okay.
Is
So
like
basically,
a veiled communism philosophical debate.
It is. This is actually not the question I thought it was going to be. I thought he was going to say one society has 100 people each with 1 happy points, and another society has 10 people each with 10 happy points. So like the numbers are equivalent, but they're spread over like a bigger amount. No, This is one society has 10 times more people, but each one is ever so slightly less happy.
Of course that one's better.
Yeah, I mean, I think the
Who
point...
wants to be 100% happy all the time? Do they not see Inside Out? You need that sadness, people.
Yeah, even in a society where everyone is like equally sad, they can bond over being equally sad and become friends and make each other happier. You got
it's
more
called
people.
the PCP.
Well, this is yeah. Well, that's a slippery slope. Because if you concede that 1,000 people with 99 happy points is better than 100 people with 100 happy points, the logical conclusion of that is that ultimately, you know, like 1,000,000 billion people each with only like 1 happy point is the best of all.
That's the slippery slope. What are you fucking talking about? You went way too far.
I'm saying because if more people less happy is better.
We're comparing two very specific things. We're not comparing some fictional thing you made up.
Well, I'm just saying that like if you keep iterating on this process, if you keep multiplying if you multiply the amount of people by 10 and subtract 1 out of 100 happy points, eventually you do that 100 times, and you eventually hit a point where nobody's happy anymore, even though there's lots of people. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you're saying, but I don't see why it's relevant to comparing these two societies.
So you know what? I'm actually gonna I'm gonna say 100 people each with 100 happy points.
Why would you want to be 100% happy? That sounds fucking terrible.
Why would you? Being happy is like definitionally a good thing. Like any
Have you seen Inside Out, dude? I'm not even joking.
No, I have not fucking seen Inside Out.
If you're always happy, then like that's not a good thing. You need the sadness to actually be a human being.
I don't want to be a human being. I want to be a joybot.
You want to be an immortal fucking robot.
I want to be an immortal robot that feels nothing but happiness and is loved and adored throughout time and space.
You would just get tired of it eventually.
No, you wouldn't, because I'm programmed not to.
Too simple for this question. I'm but a humble man of the earth. This is too abstract.
I don't know. You know, I mean, who wants? Like 100 people is enough. 100 people is enough.
If I was always happy all the time, not only would the people around me get annoyed, but I would just get bored.
I mean, no, you'd never be bored because you'd be happy.
Do you like the people who are always super, like, chipper and happy all the time? Fuck those people. I don't want to be living with 99 of them around me. Fuck that.
Hang on. No, the question stipulates that you are... I think the question stipulates... Well, like, these people are happy. Like, these people are not getting annoyed by one another being happy. They like it.
You can't assume that.
Yeah, I can, because it says that people have 100 happy points. They're all totally happy.
I can be annoyed by people and still be happy.
I guess so.
Wait.
I guess
what? You can be annoyed by people and still be happy? Bullshit! How dare you lie to me in such a fashion?
Can we be done? I don't want to talk about these happy points. I want to fucking go to bed.
All right. Okay, here's one. Who's the sexiest Beatle?
Ringo.
Hang on. Let me look up a picture because I think I know the one. I think I know the one that's the sexiest.
You know, I've listened to the Beatles. I respect them as artists and as men, but they all look and sound exactly the fucking same to me. I cannot tell any of them apart.
Oh, hang on. What's the one where they're walking across the street?
That's Abbey Road.
Yeah. The I don't know, the third one. The one in the gray.
Oh yeah, that's Ringo.
Yeah, I guess Ringo. I don't know. The other ones kind of look like hobos.
I think like maybe George Harrison had a mustache sometimes.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I know what John Lennon looks like, and the other three, I'm like, I can't remember which one's which. Yeah, that's my answer.
That was a shitty question, Dan.
Here's one that I want to answer.
Here's
here's
the
an
best
okay
I
one.
can. Doing the best I can with what I got.
Favorite obscure piece of media that you don't talk about that much.
Oh, huh.
And I have an answer for this that I do want to talk about. It's, you know, this is an old show that used to be on G4, the old video game network, when they had that before it went.
Attack the Show.
Not Attack the Show. This was a
Chris
show.
Hardwick.
Stop it! This is a show, you know, that I think was very influential to the kind of videos that I ended up making. And it was a show called Portal. And it was like this show.
Oh, yeah, I remember Portal.
Yeah.
I remember wanting to like it, but not having
loved
anything
Portal.
to like about it. I don't know.
It
What
was
do you...
Well, like,
I don't really remember what its deal was.
It started out like a regular, like a video game, like a review and a tips show for MMOs, like teaching you how to play and teaching you how good they all are, like MMORPGs and like The Sims and stuff, like computer games and stuff. It started out just like a normal video game show, but occasionally he would start putting in like these skits and these wacky characters using the game engines, like sort of like a Rooster Teeth kind of thing, like the Red and Blue or whatever. These wacky characters in these skits, and eventually the skits and the characters would become so intricate and like interconnected that by the time you got to season 2, the reviews and the tips and tricks aspect of it was completely gone, and it was just like a narrative show, like the saga of this guy and all of his wacky friends in these computer games, and there was like a story and like an overarching plot and a bad guy, and it was really fucking cool. It was the best show ever. Portal on G4. Look it up. You can watch the whole series on YouTube. It's awesome.
One time, I was watching Portal, and my dad came in and was like, "Hey, what are you watching?" And I said Portal, and I remember that he thought that I said porn, and he didn't even like do any. I think he like laughed, like maybe he thought I was joking or something. I don't know, but I remember being like, "Ew, my dad thought I said I was watching porn." What? It didn't. It was weird. Fuck it. Momke, you got any obscure shit?
There's a little-known YouTube channel I really like called Psy, about this guy who just talks about video games. There's a podcast I really love that's been going on for like 10 or 11 years that gets overshadowed by other podcasts in a similar genre. It's called The Flophouse. It's about these 3 friends, 2 of which were the head writers on The Daily Show during Jon Stewart's peak, like the best parts. So these are funny guys, and they just every other week they'll watch a bad movie. The show's called The Flophouse, if I didn't say The Flophouse. They'll watch a bad movie and then they'll talk about it. And, it's a very simple premise, but since these guys are so funny and they've been friends for so long and there's all these inside jokes that get established as the show goes on. It's just it's a great 90 minutes out of my week every other week, and I really like it. So if you need something to listen to hear 3 schmucks make fun of a movie, I'd say go check out The Flophouse.
Shit. Sick, dog. Fucking sick. For me, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I could probably think of more, but the first thing that pops to my mind is a porn. Actually, it's a hentai manga that I read years ago, and I never forgot about it.
The Vapors by Ben Singh.
And I've never heard anyone talk about it, although there are some memes from it that float around. And it's called Sei So Tsui Dansha, which is like hard to remember, which is probably why I don't see it mentioned very often. And it's like a couple chapters long, and it's mostly like femdom, like it's kind of like a bunch of like mean girls like bully this guy, which is not something that I'm really into. But the reason I like Seisa Suidan Sha so much is that it's really funny. Like it's really fucking hilarious as well as being sexy. So I guess that's my obscure thing that I like, and fuck everyone else. It's iconic. It's got some iconic moments, but I won't spoil them. I won't spoil.
I don't want to see this. Just send me a link so I know how to avoid ever going to the website.
Oh, we'll do.
Yeah,
we'll do.
I'll know if I ever see this website. I shouldn't click on it.
Yeah.
Send me that link. Can you just do it right now so you don't forget later on? I really want to make sure I don't click on this.
Okay, here we go. I'm off.
Thanks.
Let's see. What the favorite YouTube fiction series? This is from Duffraven413. I don't know if this counts as YouTube fiction. Maybe I'm stretching the definition, but I really liked the Yogscast Shadow of Israfel series, which is it's a Minecraft Let's Play, but the game is being like changed and edited behind the players' backs to like create this story that they have to like adventure through. And so it's like a Let's Play, but it's like a Let's Play, but it's like being run by like outside people who are sort of like dungeon mastering it for the players, and like they're sort of being walked through this like fiction scenario. So I don't know if that counts, but yeah, that one's really cool and I love it.
Wait, fiction series on YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, we can't say me and Jess's shows because those are nonfiction.
Yeah.
Those are the actual accounts of our
our
inner
real,
demons.
True stories of our real actual lives, both inner stories of our inner and outer struggles.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't. I don't know if it was originally on YouTube, but the Brad Neely Baby Cakes and like Professor Brothers videos, I guess those would be considered YouTube fiction. So those are like way high on my list as like favorite things ever, not just on YouTube.
This might be a loose definition, but since we're talking about YouTube fiction, I'm going to talk about a Christian singer, since obviously Christianity's fiction.
Yep.
It's you guys remember Making a Murderer, about that guy who was made into a murderer?
No.
Oh. Well, it's this big phenomenon on Netflix about this guy who was set up for a crime that he didn't commit, and he's like still in prison. But his brother is a man named Brad Dassey, and I advise every single person listening in at home to go check this out, because Brad Dassey is a musician / rapper. He's like this 40-year-old white guy who, I'm not going to say he has no talent. I'm going to say he is exceptionally entertaining in a multitude of ways. My favorite song by him is called I'm Coming Home. Everybody please go search I'm Coming Home Brad Dassey. Take a listen, post a comment saying the PCP sent you there, because it's a real treat. It's a great song. Don't listen to the new one. He put up a remix. It's terrible. Listen to the one that was put up 5 or 6 years ago. He also has a rap song called They Didn't Do It, about how his brother was set up for the murder in the show Making a Murderer. And the lyrics go, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. The cop's poking around in a minute. He didn't do it. And he just yells that for 4 minutes. And it's very passionate. And I hope his brother gets out of prison soon, because he's going to blow a gasket. And also he has a lot of songs about his relationship with Jesus. It's very interesting. Go check out Brad Dassey music.
Yeah. I don't know if it's technically fiction, or if it's kind of like sort of semi-fiction, or I don't know what the deal is, but there's this underground channel called Furnace Room. It's very
God damn it.
About this guy. He's trapped in a furnace room or something. Yeah, you know the bit I'm doing. I'm just talking about my own channel.
Just click on it and then skip to the last 10 seconds, because that's the best part.
The videos are only 10 seconds long.
Well, the outros are the best. That's what I'm clicking on.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Furnace room. Help.
Lazy Ace.
Let me out.
Lazy Ace Dia says, "Get into a pissing contest about who is the most depressed."
This
Ben,
monkey,
how many of
this
these
has gotta be-
fucking questions do you want to do?
Oh shit! What are we done? Do you want to call it? I mean, we're only at an hour 15.
That's plenty.
All right. Well, fuck you,
We
lazy.
earned our keep.
Fuck you, Lazy Ace Dia.
We all
Get
know
outta
that
here.
Monkey's the most depressed. We don't need a debate. Jess is very actively not depressed.
I put
all right.
all of my power into not being depressed every day.
Yeah.
All my strength of will.
I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy boy.
Let's say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. I love
Suck
ya.
my dick. Fuck
Give you big
my
kisses.
ass.
Mwah.
Let me out. Yeah. I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to be